This is my first time playing this one. Let's see how this goes. I got in this one because I wanted to try this one out. I really did.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Look, it's Rick. I wonder where Morty went.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line.
Interesting.
Must remember not to sneeze near you. I bet you could arm wrestle a primal.
You know, I am sadly not dumb enough to dive you, so you're saying. If I thought I could...
I bet you're going to be very popular in this colony. You're a block of frozen meat, and I like you already. I'll have to use smaller words around you. Nerve damage in your extremities. You tend to miss obvious cues, like incoming after you've saved the entire colony. If I had this one's charisma, people might actually talk to me.
didn't notice that they died during that?
I remember Sidian. Christmas is always good.
I'm over here by myself. You know what? I don't have answers, and I need to back. But I know the second I do. Good. Good. See, he's not brave enough to dive alone. But I knew the second I left, he started annihilating everything. Okay, anyway. I totally had an idea of what I was going to build, and I forgot it.
Ah, a blunt force trauma specialist. I might have a job for you.
Throw suggestions?
We'll put those marksmanship scores to good use. You could have been a goalie for a tossball team. You could probably talk your way out of a landing ticket.
Oh.
If you wanted to steal from the rich, you've come to the right colony. You wrote that paper on breeding a cystipig with 30% more tumors.
You did.
Chairman material. Or at least captain.
This is fair.
If we're ever captured, I'll let you do the talking.
Yes, because I was thinking that in the point of getting separated from others. Ooh, damn, that was great.
Nice.
Anyway, back on topic. In the middle of them getting separated and everything, I was going to send Leon with Luagh and Lena because he's a ship mechanic, so we would
Service technician.
and knowing that they don't stay in one place.
University of
Yeah. But he's just kind of there. Because it's not like he has a way to know where to begin looking. So, Eris is going to be one of our main planets. And everything else. Then everything else is going to be side planet from there.
Now, this is a new little thing they added here, so.
I need to pay attention. So help. Yes, yes.
Let's go with some determination.
You're better off without an indenturement contract.
Oh, look.
At least you know the value of money. You were a swill jockey? Waste of good talent. You must have been brilliant at organizing stationery. I hear Edgewater needs an electrician. Your career was on the rise. Good. I might require you to push a few buttons.
I like to tell Morty. Good, I need you to push a few buttons.
You've got all your limbs, at least. We colonists prefer our food canned, not grown. No signs of monsterism. Lucky you. I bet you're a genius with a mop. Now's your chance to have vengeance. I hope you're comfortable with needles. Nothing about what we're doing is even remotely safe. A lab spread, eh? Huh, we all start somewhere, I suppose. Sous chef? Some kind of flavor specialist?
I got murdered. But that's cool.
You're so much more than your designated profession.
What's another code on that in the series now? No, they refuse.
Yeah. I've been wanting to try this game for a while when I heard it come out. So, I am going to try it now.
Be like, I'm happy now. It's a thing. just like, yeah, little one, no. You are food. They're made out of several, but like, not as many. I have no idea how the fuck I did it, but I'm taking it and running.
Let's start the game with this character.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
Please power down your engines and prepare to be...
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Yes! Jump the fucking tower, idiot!
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down 10%. Its drive
Shit.
Huh.
Last upgrade. Not that I think I need, but you can tell me. Where is that?
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? A bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position.
Depends on how fancy
Good
you
luck.
wanna be. Some people use beer.
I'm liking this so far. It's fucking hilarious.
Marinate. You're a fucking dick. No, I'm not talking about you, but if you want to accept such a compliment, you go right ahead. Though I was not talking about you. Yeah, the what?
I already know if Studios always made good games, especially like games like this.
Can you
So
hear me?
I want to see how
Is
this
thing working?
goes.
Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you
You have
land.
to watch their
Good
personalities,
luck.
and you have to
I'm
pick a character
all
from
colonists
the
are
Red
counting on you. should be close by. What
Sure.
in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot.
Okay,
I
there's
told him to
church,
plant the beacon
there's
and move away,
caboose,
not stand there holding it.
fuck.
Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to
What
waste.
was that other one?
Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board,
Can't
huh?
remember the other one's name.
Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
How'd you name your fish? Well, you know, you know, it really freaking is, isn't
Run, lizard, run! Be free!
it? Because they will murder each other. You know, this is fair.
Run, little lizards, be free!
Caboose is an idiot and donuts are weird.
Did I just step in fire? I did step in fire.
You mean in a, hey look, I'm gonna murder you later. Grizzly, no!
I really like if I could get that
Like
whatever that
yours?
ever had. Was a weapon, something.
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
What's your leftovers? You don't have money to be spending. Do you? Exactly.
Yep, that just happened.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings. Oh, we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Not that I deserve to be. Can't even deliver a company slogan. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take them. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters.
Persephone ate them.
Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hull had grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance?
Persephone,
Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot.
Persephone took your
Not
balls
bad, huh?
to Hades in the underworld. That's great.
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best,
Why would
now
you
try
buy
the
a
rest.
red Darky Edition?
Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
Really?
The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy. It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice.
He's busy.
Interesting little group. Interesting little group. Since I'm not a medic, I don't need to heal him. I know I would have felt that one horribly.
No.
Damn it, my ears! Oh,
I know.
just
The answer's
happened?
no.
Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
Okay. Okay. Oh boy.
That was retarded. I feel shame on that one.
That's great.
Alright.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed.
Sure, yeah.
Jackass.
Don't know where you came from,
Again,
stranger,
not you,
but you
'cause
best
you
keep your
won't
head
accept
down.
this.
There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Call on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about.
Only sister. You can't be my favorite if you're my only sister.
Don't mind the background.
See, it would be more accurate to pick a favorite sibling. Well, you're the only one who I know well enough to claim as a favorite.
Really? How is he?
Oh my god.
Well, that's a relief. You don't want to know how much paperwork's involved in paying off a gravesite fee. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son.
I don't know jack shit. What is it?
Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what?
Do they know why?
You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
Laminated. Ain't that some shit?
So basically, he's feeling.
I just earned a fine bonus.
This is gonna take a lot of
You think you enjoy your paperwork. You're willing to laminate it.
I mean, what is there that you can do for him? It's because you can't do anything. Think of the situation. The situation he's in is his dad's never home. Lately, every time his dad has been home, it's been Mom and Brad all about Benjamin.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder.
You moved out.
Smile for my surveillance
And
device,
you
Marauder.
really
I am
far
tracking your every move.
And then there's
All doors are on security lockdown.
Yeah, and
Nice
then-
try, Marauder.
Mom. Mom's not right in the head, or at all.
Marauder, please be informed. The ship has no crew for you to murder. Marauder, please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Seems like I get the lamination. As I was saying, it seems I'm gonna be getting laminated paperwork now. Yeah, it looks like I'm getting a laminated ticket. Fun. Because the original owner
If your
goes and
equipment is in
dies.
need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain. Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself, right before he died. These surveillance devices allow me to monitor you constantly. Please ignore them. If you possess a power regulator, please insert the part into the appropriate slot, which is this one. The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed. These are the crew's quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me. Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown.
So let's see how laminated my ticket's gonna be now.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. I'll waive your fee since you helped us with those marauders. If you're looking for work, talk to the constable down at Edgewater. She's got a bounty on marauders. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
So I have a shotgun, a pistol, I want to say a machete, and a pole with a, like a mace. I guess making some upside the head with this hurt. You have such fragile legs. God, that was annoying. Me like. Come here, baby. I just want to talk. Hi, puppy. I like this gun. I like this gun a lot. Ah! Motherfucker! Where'd you go? Fuck it. Shotgun, pistol, machine gun, or heavy machine gun, and and I can switch this for a sword. I know I'm taking my sweet time getting there, but I like to explore and see what else I can find. Because I found a shovel. Who knows what else I can find.
Oh, hey. Where'd you
Somebody's
come
died
from?
for some reason, so.
You hold it!
I thought.
What do you think you're doing?
Taking a shovel.
Just don't make more paperwork for me, alright?
Fuck it. Okay, so that was my stupid fault, but okay.
Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
You going speeder damage.
You talk too pretty for a marauder. Most of them just grunt and yell.
Okay.
Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of
Hey,
Edgewater's
love.
high walls. And
Marauders
low,
grunt and
low
yell.
prices.
First thing that comes to the mind. Marauders grunt and yell. First thing that comes to the mind. Borderlands 2. Creed.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Got a knack for being discreet-like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
God damn, dude. Made me glad I don't live over there.
Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge. Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know? Yeah? Former people, yeah. Marauder's been raiding my graves, you see? Hence the armed guards. Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna duck my pay. Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Yeah, I know. I try to keep up the best
Huh?
I can.
What?
He's working at the cannery.
I can kill someone with a shovel, love.
You know what? This is fair.
Look.
And you know what? For shits and giggles, I now want someone in the RP just to kill somebody with a shovel.
Love.
Why the fuck not? Last resort kind of thing, you know?
Love. Look. Why do I have a reference of Little Nicky come up in my head? Don't make me get the shovel. Alright, you asked for it. Time for the shovel. I'm gonna shovel a person. Hello, gamer pup. How are you? Run this way.
There we go. Let me get our...
Always something to find. More shovels. It's still a spade this time. So, would you rather kill someone with a shovel or a spade?
What do I have in my hands at the time?
Don't at the time, I don't know. If you were to look in an area and you had see a shovel and a spade, giving you a choice, damn it. You get a spade, which is a small shovel, or you get a shovel, which is a shovel.
He doesn't want to fight you. Really? Why would you want to do that? Exactly. So why would he want to fight you on equal footing? Who am I gonna be able to snag?
Looks like I'm gonna have to work on lockpicking next.
Oh, there goes our mirror. Calm. There, putting your gods to shame.
Heard something outside the walls today.
Nothing for us outside those walls. You ought to know that.
I'm gonna need help
Staying
over
long?
here. Because I really thought that they were just gonna come over here, but it's not a thing. Oh, the Arthur's gonna target. No, I lost you. I mean, I know you're fine.
Heard something outside the walls today.
Nothing for us outside those walls. You ought
You think corporate's ever gonna visit?
I'm not holding out hope.
Staying long?
We don't get a lot of visitors.
They make you rent fucking graves. I don't blame people not wanting to come here.
Talking to the good vicar always lifts up my spirits.
I don't have time for this.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you round here too often.
Oh, I just came to
No,
talk
no,
to
no.
the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
No. Targeting
What have you
is
got
not
to
an okay
confess?
thing.
You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
What? No. And I resent the accusation.
Wasn't nothing but a question. Do excuse me.
I must be on my way. Verity to you. Work fortifies the spirit.
Our place in the universe is fixed.
Talking to the good vicar always lifts up my spirits.
Fine.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town. Mechanical tomfoolery is well out of my purview. I suggest you take such matters
Tomfoolery,
to
mechanical tomfoolery, love. It's not called engineering.
And a word of warning. If you're considering wandering around outside the safety of the town, you'd best be cautious. Marauders are about. Though if you are planning on venturing outside, I do have a proposition that may interest you.
Of course you do.
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls.
It involves freedom.
My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
No, I want to read this book because you said it's tainting a collector's possession. You're calling a book tainted, which by a certain person that's a book lover is blasphemy.
Say what?
He called a book tainted. And that it's tainting a collector's shelf.
Assume you're...
Should I give him the book or should I keep it?
No, if he can't respect the book, he don't fucking need it.
Well, he's one of those people that if it's not corresponding to what they believe or what they're entitled to speak of, it's gonna get tossed into a nice burn pit.
Hitler.
No, I'm not saying that on here. Don't mind the words that she speaks. She's talking about watermelons. Anyways, yeah, basically like the watermelons.
Like the watermelons.
Huh?
What?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
What? No.
Uh-huh. A heretical book. I can't even say the word.
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
Oh, sure it wouldn't. He doesn't want the book falling into layman's hands, love. Falling into public consumption is bad.
So, is it going well? I see that.
Glad we see eye to eye. It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your... That's understandable. I have a regular...
You get it back now?
Do.
Okay.
Just so I can get the book. I want to know what... I want to know why this book is called Tainted and Heretic type book. Man, I can't even say the fucking word today.
I legit had everybody on me. I don't like that.
You don't like having everyone on you, love?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
You don't like being the main party entertainment?
No.
Oh, come on,
I'm not even the one doing most of the killing.
They just want to give you a little entertainment.
Although I am keeping the one who is doing the most killing alive, so that could be my problem.
Then there you go. Stop supporting the killer.
But I mean, like, my teammate's doing a really
Sorry,
good
I'll
job
just be a
at what
minute.
he's doing.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
Ease off the threats, friend. I'm going.
Boss's orders. We all got quotas to make.
Move along.
Got my sights on you. You some sort of freelancer?
I am a taco.
Inside the wall.
Which... Please be careful. Yes, defense.
This is this one. I want to beat someone with a shovel.
No, I'm good.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier.
I need to move sometime soon.
Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you?
Oh.
Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow.
My good God,
Bright and early
you're
tomorrow.
mine.
Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old
Okay, so
Abernathy.
where's that one?
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
Got it. That's all I needed. No, I'm not struggling with it.
You don't know that. I could have been saying anything. Maybe I said vague. You know how words sound a mite strange when you're sick. Wait, no. Oh, damn it. Okay, listen. Maybe I am feeling a little under the weather, but I swear I'm on the mend. Please, don't tell the constable. She'll toss me in the sick house. I would have confessed before the good vicar. Get some ablutions for my spirit. Just never found my courage is all. Hey, you're hale and healthy and possibly for hire, ain't ya? Do a good turn for an expiring old man. Couple hours out of your day and some light second story work. That's all. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway.
Aphrodite can only
I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me. I'll do what I can. I tried medicating myself with adrenatime. Didn't do much for me, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly prohibited to any workers beneath the acceptable margin of health. Company policy. More like the company won't treat me because I'm not healthy enough.
So to get medicine, I want you to hear this logic, love, and tell me what you think. For them to get medicine, they have to be healthy. But if they're sick, they're not allowed to get medicine that can actually help them. They're only allowed to get a adrenal time, which is basically like an adrenaline.
Yes, and I have no idea what to say to that.
So if you're sick, you have to stay sick. But if you're healthy, they let you get medicine. So if you get
sick, you say
sick,
dinosaurs, but you cued us again.
Like,
okay.
They won't let you get medicine if you're sick, but if you're healthy, you can get medicine. But once you get sick, you won't be able to get the medicine. Does that make sense to you?
You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand. I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly. So you'll do it then? You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Look, I got my gravesite fees right here. See? I'm good for my word. Get me that medicine, and I'll see to your payment.
Yeah, that was currently, currently it's during me.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy. Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead.
Really?
All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. Alright, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you. Something like that. Look, I'm not in the habit of law breaking, but sometimes you've got to do the wrong thing for the right reasons. That's all I can ask of you.
You read the latest report?
I don't know you. The Unreliable, you say? Never heard of any company supply ship with that particular name. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal, hard-working company folk here. You really think so? That's kind of you. I've been trying to keep the floors clean. You got no idea how long it takes to scrub the tiles. Guess I misreckoned you. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to be curt. We just got some problems lately. I can get you a drink if you'd like. Gotta ask you to enjoy your beverage within the premises, though. Can't risk you bringing a drink over to those deserters. You understand. traders. The lot of them. Bunch of folks decided they were tired of working and went out into the wilds to fend for their own selves. Town's already struggling to make quotas, even without that band of slackwits abandoning their posts. Bunch of lazy, shiftless rung leeches. Anyway, enough about them. What can I do for you? Do you now? And what makes you think Mr. Thompson wants to talk to you? He's a busy man. You want to talk to Mr. Thompson, try ignoring your duties. He'll summon you up to that great big tower atop the cannery, and you'll get yourself a proper dressing down. It is a good thing. If you're not pulling your weight, you don't deserve to live here. Simple as that. Go ahead. I don't see how that's any of your business. You're the first to ask after me in some time. I'll give you that. But I don't have a story to share. My family's worked Spacer's Choice for 2 generations, and I've lived in Edgewater just about all my life. Wanted to work in the sciences once upon a time. Would you believe it? That was a wild fancy. Glad I disabused myself. What happened, you ask? What always happens when you're dreaming? I woke up. I just didn't have the brains for it. Asked too many questions. Wasn't suited to the work. So I did the right thing and worked the life. I can ask all the questions I want. Important ones. Like, when are you gonna pay your tab? And would you like another round of cold, refreshing 0G? Don't talk to me that way, please. Spent many years disabusing myself of that notion. Don't need you putting it back in my head. Lab work ain't for me. Never was. Never will be. Spacer's Choice put me where I belong, and for that, I am grateful. They did. They gave me a life. Gave me a purpose. This is where I belong. What's wrong with that? It's good, honest work. Pots and pans don't scrub themselves. Glasses don't fill themselves either. Unless you're in Byzantium. I hear everything's automated there. Not that I'll ever find out. Not so fast. I told you about my life. Your turn to tell me about yours. So, what's your story? What's there to figure out? Stands to reason you work for a company. You ain't Spacer's Choice. Could be you're with Auntie Cleo. That's exactly the kind of crazy talk that comes from an overabundance of sobriety. Well, good luck trying to figure yourself out. Sounds like you'll need it. Ugh, is this the start of a joke? If you want me to laugh at your jokes, it's a 3-drink minimum. Most folk forget where they're standing after a few drinks. Seems to me you've got a head start. Anyhow, whatever happens outside the walls is not my business. Only deserters and marauders wander out there, and I cannot tell you which I revile more. My world is these four walls, that door, and a row of mugs that need cleaning. Let me make something clear. Spacer's Choice has been real good to me. The town's been real good to me. I start gallivanting around outside the walls, poking around in places I shouldn't be, learning things I've got no right to know. People will talk. Won't ever catch me asking about the world outside. Else the town's gonna say Amelia's gone soft. Bad Amelia's pondering desertion. I don't want that. There you go with that thinking again. Didn't anyone ever tell you it's dangerous?
Yes, they do all the
I've said
time.
enough. People come here to drink their problems away. If they wanted to face their problems, they'd go see our vicar.
I feel like I have to actually do stuff. So now I have to actually help people. Yay me. I'm gonna do this mission before I get ready to go to work.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Okay, I think I need to kill you.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
Yes, just let me go make friends.
Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the Botanical District over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Is it this orange one over here?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Ah, alright. On the island along the river.
I am not trying to pull one over on you, friend. You were bound to run into them sooner or later.
The answer to your question.
The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
It's okay. It's okay. You can go. I'll be okay alone. They can be found in the river near the redwood on the island, and a good place for children.
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
Hey.
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town.
We all know that's
Before
bullshit.
You go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified.
That's a harder
kindly.
choice.
From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
Alright.
Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Let's get going.
Clearly.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Just metal.
he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Hold on, everyone. Are you using that damn dinosaur as a wrecking ball?
Yes.
Wow, really? You're using a fucking dinosaur as a wrecking ball?
Yeah, and it's working.
That's terrible. That's just terrible.
You know what? No harm is coming to the dino.
Are you sure? Did you ask the dino this?
Lower.
Hey, Tim, lower! We gotta hit our quota. Sorry, Bill. I didn't get the adjustments on this recalibrated. God damn it, Tim. You can't get that job right.
Our dinosaurs are very happy. They eat well.
Does it make them happy knowing that they're being flung around like a fucking wrecking ball?
They are not being flung around. The game decides what to do and what not to do with them, okay?
Oh, now it's the game that decides this. The game didn't decide to lift him into the air and decide to make him into a fucking wrecking ball.
What?
I said the game didn't decide to fling him into the air with a bird and use him as a wrecking ball.
He's not being flung, he's being flown. So the game.
Uh-huh.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Books are for rich folk. I wonder what he wants with something like that. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Worst part is I was looking for this dude to smack with a shovel, and I ended up getting a companion.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
I'm gonna make you look like... What was his name again? Little Nicky. Man, took me a while to remember that name.
Foreman Granger, mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill.
Let me empty some of this stuff.
If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
I feel like I should have smacked her with a shovel. Nah. No, it wouldn't have been worth it.
Heard Marauders got in.
Just between us, Wilson deserted. Lost his nerve. Ran off in the thick of night.
You're kidding me. Damn. Always thought he was made of sterner stuff.
I think he was plagued. Guess he didn't want to die in the sick house.
Plague? Ah, shit. I had some of his salt tuna.
You moron.
I cut my own hair. But Conrad sells real good disinfectant.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
I say also price.
So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of plague. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Burial, in the unfortunate event of a fatality. It's what a barber does. We make you presentable.
What? What? So at least I know a barber is meant to make me look presentable after I die. So, yeah, that's the thing here. I want to ask questions, but...
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked institutions.
You mean you're broke, man?
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bitless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
No! Damn it, god damn it. Game is using deny.
Thank you, no. I despise the cereals. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. Barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
I know. Finishing this one up.
Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged.
Come on, game. Stop with your fucking shit and let me up the stairs. See, I was crouched. That's why I said that.
What can I do for you?
Sure, you move the middle. I'll go do that. Because I actually think we need more. Oh, no, no. We might actually be good.
Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor?
We definitely need more wood, but that's the thing I can do in a bit.
You may think that, but the tidiness of my fellow worker is my responsibility. Alive or otherwise. Whether you're showing up to work or going to that great cannery in the sky, it's my job to make you look like a million bits. You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. I'm sure that I have no other choice. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU. Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes, but that's largely a technicality. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots of medicine.
A little bit of ragey things,
Eugene
you know.
overdosed on adrenatime. which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. Paranoia drove him to take his own life. We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its predictable side effect. I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal of money. We never could have paid the fines associated with a suicide.
I'm gonna put a shit ton on this one because I need lock picks. I literally need to get lock picking on here. Like, I'll have to get this up higher later, but right now that's my main concern was I need to pick locks and shit, so.
Forges game.
Ow.
Clearly.
When I was little, we'd get...
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant, clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing shoulder to shoulder with the resistance? I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. Go on.
Oh, yeah, that's one of those things.
You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you. Scanning you with its murderous oculars. prey to the law that you never do. A mechanical never forgets the face of its enemy. First, they will rob us of our jobs. And once they have taken away our livelihoods, they will take away our very lives. I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saltuna cans, mostly. Some Spacer's chaw. Few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
Do you have high-level relics?
Enlistment fees? Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the Resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back. Mechanical's got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
The technical stuff, love, is called the blue glowy square thing. That's the technical wording for a weak spot.
Okay.
Alright. I got that taken care of. I'll talk to this guy and then I have to get ready for work. But first, let's talk to the gravedigger dude. Which apparently is the only one making money here. Eventually, I will get to use my shovel on somebody and go whack. Eventually.
Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house. Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A, for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see? Yeah? The colony ship? Are you talking about that old rumor? Some great big starship packed full of colonists what got lost in the aether never to be found again. Ain't heard that one since I was but a stripling. Can't say it was terribly convincing as far as rumors go. Is there a reason you asking? Hope's just a rumor, friend. Ancient rumor at that. Maybe you've been out in the sun too long. Why don't you head over to the cantina? Get yourself some zero-G brew. It's a brew that's good for what ails you. No, this is sounding like sedition. I'm not too keen on getting clapped in irons because you wouldn't stop running your mouth. Look, I don't know what's got you caterwauling about Hope this and Colony that, but you need to stop, or there's gonna be trouble. Trouble's in the asking. Board don't much care for folk running their mouths, spreading hoaxes and the like. Frankly, neither do I. Something I can do for you? Yeah? What about him? Well, yeah. It's what I'm contractually obligated to do. What's this about?
Alright, I'm gonna leave it here. And I'll probably do more later. Well, I am gonna do more later 'cause I'm finding this game interesting already. And well, I'm off to work. I hope y'all enjoyed, and till next time. If this thing will work.